Today I'm going to be talking to you about a condition called generalized anxiety disorder, most commonly known as just anxiety. I will be running through some of the symptoms. Of course, it's not an exhaustive list, and I will also be discussing how you could help somebody if you think they are having an anxiety attack. So, for example, you might be in a shop or a restaurant. Yeah, just some tips what you can do, what you shouldn't really do, how to support people. Okay, so symptoms. A lot of people ask, including family and friends, what an anxiety attack actually feels like. That is really hard to answer because it will feel different for different people, and the same person may feel different from one anxiety attack to another. It's important to note that they can be for no reason at all. Like, you could just be sat at home now on the sofa and you could get one, or they might be for a very specific reason. For example, you might be about to go on a plane, you might be at the dentist, or you might have to sit an exam. So, an anxiety attack, best way to describe it is, have you ever felt like you're running down the stairs and you think you're about to miss a step, and you're going to careering off and fall down the stairs, and you have what feels like a mini heart attack moment? Or you have just got up and you can't feel your phone and you're searching all over for it, but you cannot find it, and you're like, where's my phone? I can't find it. And you panic. It's like that, but prolonged and pretty constantly. It's very terrifying because, like, even though it's for that split second, you might feel a bit breathless, you probably feel like tired, like, oh, like you need a breather. These anxiety attacks can last for seconds, they can last for minutes, they can last for hours, even days to an extent. And you can suffer from what I call come down. So that's when you've had a severe attack and you just feel completely wiped out, you feel exhausted, and you can feel groggy and unwell for days. One of the symptoms I will mention is depersonalization. That is quite common during the come down, and that's when you don't feel like you're there. It's very hard to explain, but you don't feel like you're real, like you're living life. You feel a bit like you're in a film and you're in a dream, and it's terrifying because people are talking to you, life is going on, and you just don't feel like you're part of it, but you're there. You are there, you are living your day, you're part of it. Yeah, so that's pretty terrifying. Now, for an anxiety attack, I'd say there are about 3 or 4 sort of main areas. So, key ones are, people may feel like they are having a heart attack. And I cannot stress enough how real these feelings are. Like, you can be sat with chest pain, with a band going round your chest, and you can have the tingling up the left arm, and it is absolutely terrifying. It really is. It's quite commonly known that over 50% of people who are experiencing their first ever panic attack, their first severe one, will actually call out an ambulance, paramedics, because they think it is a much more serious, possibly life-threatening condition. Branch number 2, you can feel like you're choking, like you cannot breathe at all. Branch number 3, I'd say, is quite commonly what I get. It's you feel like you are going to pass out. You go very, very dizzy, very lightheaded. It's absolutely terrifying. It can last for just a second, or you can feel like it for a few hours. And the last one is you feel like you could die. It sounds a bit random, but it's very real. Like you just feel like you're going to die, and it's horrible. So those are sort of the 4 main branches people tend to feel, and overall end up fearing that they might feel like that. So, say for example, you have a panic attack, I don't know, in Sainsbury's or Tesco. You may remember that you've had a panic attack there. The next time you go there, and that means when you're going there again, the feelings come back. You think, oh my god, it's going to happen again. And as a result, it can happen again. Might not happen again, but the fear is there. And when it's constantly like that, that's panic disorder. Generalised anxiety disorder is more you're anxious in everyday surroundings. So the 2 disorders do overlap, and panic attacks significantly contribute to those. For a panic attack itself, many symptoms. I probably won't even list all of them myself, because every person can experience it differently. Every person does experience it differently. So some symptoms. So people can get headaches and migraines. Again, depersonalization is a serious one. You can go how I'm sort of going now, which is quite breathless. Like you can't get a breath in. And you can go quite hot as well, or by contrast, you might go quite cold. People may hyperventilate, which means they are over-breathing, or hypoventilate, where you're not breathing enough, like you're not taking enough air in. I think the important thing to remember is with anxiety is it's usually 2 extremes. Another one, for example, is heat control. So you may feel really hot, somebody else may feel really cold. Your muscles may feel numb or achy. That's usually because when you're having an anxiety attack, you tend to tense them without realising it. So yeah, you might feel quite sore, quite achy or numb, or you might... Another symptom of anxiety, as I mentioned earlier, is the dizziness, the giddiness, feeling quite faint, which is quite terrifying when you're out and about with people or you're at work. It's, yeah, very awkward. Stomach symptoms are also quite common, so you might feel you might have nausea, you might feel sick. Some people actually are sick from time to time. You can get stomach aches. Again, you can have appetite changes, so you could feel very hungry, or you might feel overly full. So this can cause problems with eating, may lead to eating disorders, which I won't really go into because I don't know much about, but that can happen due to stomach changes, like tensing your stomach muscles without realising it. Another one is in that sort of area. It may affect your bowel habits. So you may have diarrhea or constipation. You may need a wee suddenly, or you may need the toilet a lot more, maybe even less, but I tend to notice with people with anxiety you need the toilet more as opposed to less. Sleeping habits also change. Tend to sleep less, unsettled sleep, hard to get to sleep. Some people may oversleep as a compensation for that. Yeah. So those are just some of your symptoms right there. Again, it's not a complete exhaustive list, but there are quite a few symptoms in there. I don't know. Maybe you've learnt something. Maybe you knew it all before, but I thought it was quite good to list some of the symptoms. Maybe you can notice some of these in your friends and family now and seek support, or just be there for them. Be there for them is really nice. It's not always about going to doctors and specialists, it's just having the support of your family and friends that is really, really helpful and really lovely. Because relationships can be affected by anxiety due to the fact that the person may suddenly cancel plans, or they may just not go out much more than they used to. They may tend to stay in a lot, so just be there for them. It's really key. What I'm going to talk to you about now actually follows on those lines, and it's the do's and don'ts, sort of how to help someone who is having an anxiety attack. So, so things that you shouldn't really do. Okay, so some common phrases, for example, don't worry. Don't worry. The thing about don't worry is, or perhaps, oh, don't worry about it, or you shouldn't worry, or it'll be alright. It can make the person feel a bit like they know they shouldn't worry, they know it's irrational. When people say don't panic or don't worry, it's really not helpful. It just makes you feel worse because, it's like, oh, calm down, or you don't think we've tried that. It's unfortunately not that easy. Actually, something that has been helpful to me is when a lot of people say it'll be alright, is nobody can actually know if the situation is going to be alright. A good practical step to help somebody is to actually talk through their worries, so be really patient, give them a chance to sort of get their head together. And don't judge them for any worries, no matter how silly or small you might think it is. Really can be a lot for that person. So, for example, it might be an event like they think they might be late or might not have good facilities or something. So you just talk through and create a plan really, sort of how, if something does happen, okay, that can happen. I'm not going to lie, that can happen. But this is what you can do. This is how you can make it better. And I've found, personally, that has really helped me when people sit down with me and they are honest to say, that could happen, but this is what you can do. So I think that's really good. But just telling somebody not to worry, or to calm down, or behave normally, that's a horrible one. But when people say act normal, or behave normally, or oh, can't you just not worry, that's just really, really horrible. It can really upset somebody and linger with them for a long time. So please don't say that. Even if you feel frustrated, and it is very common, we can all understand that. People with anxiety, we know it can be hard work to be with us, to put up with us. So just take a step back yourself. Make sure your head's clear and focused so you can help us, I guess, even if that's just a minute, couple of minutes to yourself. that is very helpful. Another one is to smile. Smile, maybe if they're okay with it. Really, I'd say you've got to know your person for this. If they're okay with it, maybe just touch their hand, say, you know, are you alright? Are you alright? Give them lots of time to respond. Our heads tend to be all over the place. It can be a nightmare. So yeah, just give us lots of time to respond. If possible, depending on the situation, try your best to take them out of it. There's a common theme where people think they've got to, so people with anxiety have got to be forced into a situation. And I understand that it can be beneficial, but if you're going to put someone in a situation where you know it's going to be really hard for them, you've got to give them an escape plan. You've got to give them somewhere they can go when it is too much. Like, they might be in a pub or busy restaurant or a shopping centre on Christmas Eve. You know, you've got to give them a safe place where they can just catch their breath, get their thoughts together. If they feel confident enough to tell you what they felt, so then maybe you can again put strategies in place to support them with that. Another good one is to maybe take a fidget toy or just something that a person with anxiety can fiddle with. It can actually be really helpful when we're maybe stuck at the dentist or somewhere. We've got something like pencil or even a pen or just anything we can have in our hands, give us something to do. A couple of methods actually to help you if you have anxiety yourself. So one is the counting method, and that is where you might be looking out the window and you just fixate your mind on something. So you might say, count the cars coming past, how many red ones, how many blue ones, or count the birds in the tree. Just anything like that, really, distract your mind. Another one is the senses method. So something you can feel, so you might tap your desk. What you can see, so I can see a photo over there. Smell, think about what you can smell. It might be the cars outside or lavender spray or something. Something you can taste, so you might have some squash nearby or something. And what you can hear, so you just maybe close your eyes. Could be anything. Could just be like the buzzing of your laptop charging, or anything really. But yeah, that can be quite helpful. But I do admit that it is hard to get into the swing of these practices, especially when you are full flow in an attack. Some don'ts. I think the don'ts are important. When you are out in public, please, this happens so much to me. Don't stare at somebody. And don't talk about them and laugh about them. They are already feeling rubbish. They are already feeling self-conscious. Please don't make it worse. You don't need to say anything. It's not okay. It is a condition. We don't choose to be like this. Some people are on medication and trying to get through. Others are in therapy. Others are just taking each day as it comes. So just please do not say anything. If you're going to say something, speak to them. Say, "Oh, are you okay?" But again, that can be risky. You may startle them. So just please do not talk negatively and laugh at them and glare at people with anxiety with this. It is really horrible. Again, don't say phrases like, "Have you tried not worrying?" And another one is everybody offering their own advice. So it can be quite nasty. It can be like, oh, it's your diet then. You eat far too many fatty foods, far too many sugary foods. Oh, it's because you don't exercise, it's because of this, it's because of that, and it's just not helpful. It's really not. Like, so, I guess to an extent I can appreciate where people are coming from, but it's not helpful. Another one is, don't bring up a past attack. That is quite a nasty thing to do. So what I mean is, say for example you might be out at like the cinema or somewhere, somebody's had an anxiety attack, but you've had to leave early, and then you bring that up. Please don't do that. It's yeah, it's really horrible. It makes the person with anxiety feel really, really low, because they don't want to feel like that. They feel awful if they have to cancel on their friends, or they have to leave somewhere early, or they know they've inconvenienced someone. It's just really, really horrible, so please don't do that. And like I said earlier in this video, please don't get frustrated. If you feel yourself getting frustrated, and it is really understandable, you do understand that, take a step back. Take some time, compose yourself, like we try to do, and we do. Yeah, and then when you feel ready, yeah, come and speak to us. Yeah, come and see that we're okay. Yeah, we do try our best. I hope this video has been helpful in learning about anxiety and how we feel. Yeah, I hope you've learned something, but if not, and you've known it all before, I suppose that's really good. And to people with anxiety and family and friends, don't give up hope. It may take a while, but you know, you can get over anxiety. You can get support. It is out there. Mind the charity is a good one to look at. Speak to your doctor, see what they can do for you and your family. Sorry, I'm just trying to think of any other charities. Calm Clinic online is quite a good one. No More Panic. Yeah, they are really good charities. And we would like to thank you for being with us, for helping us and supporting us every day. We really do appreciate it, even though we probably don't say it. We would like to thank you from the bottom of our hearts. It is lovely to have such supportive friends and families, and you must remember that there are many good times to be had, lots of happy memories to be made, and yeah, sorry, lots of happy memories to be made, lots of fun to be had, yeah. And we do have many positive traits as well. You know, don't see anxiety as doom and gloom. We're usually quite good at timekeeping. We're quite, I'd say we're very loyal friends, because we get such raw emotion ourselves. We tend to care a lot about people and empathise a lot. So there are many good points of anxiety as well. Don't see it as a negative thing. Yeah. Yeah, so thank you. And thank you for watching this video. Yeah, hope you like what you saw. Hope you learned something. Thank you. Stay well, guys. Bye.